What's up, Buttercup? It is I, it is me, it is she, Barbie P. Welcome back to my channel. And of course, we're going to jump into this video. So here's my disclaimer. You have clicked this video, so therefore you have stepped into my world, okay? I talk about my opinions on whatever I want to talk about. I am not a doctor, a dietitian, a life coach, a therapist, or Jesus. So I always recommend you seek the professional help that you need and use your own discernment. Now, with that out of the way, I gotta talk. I have to talk because this dropped in my spirit today, and this is exactly what is going on with me right now, and it might be going on with you too, Buttercup. So I just have to say, you have to focus on yourself on your glow up journey. You have to focus on yourself because you are the assignment, not people pleasing, not being liked, and not trying to be perfect. In a glow up, it's a total transformation, okay? It's not just looking snatched. It's not just a clear skin. It is a spiritual glow up. It is a mental glow up. And of course, it is physically as well. But your focus has to shift from an external validation into internal transformation. Because you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot become whole while still catering to people. Okay? You cannot build discipline while entertaining chaos. You can't hear God clearly when your mind is crowded with the opinions of others. Let me talk to you, Buttercup. I said, you can't become whole while still catering to broken people. I have family members right now that I literally had to pretty much cut off or really keep limited contact because on your journey, and I'm going to just say my weight loss journey because my weight loss journey has been way more than just weight. I've learned so much about myself, lost over 100 pounds, and I'm getting down to this last nitty gritty 35. Okay, we want to try and get this last 35 off. But anyway, what I've learned on my journey is as I am working on my glow up, being the best version of myself, being in great health, walking in my calling and in my purpose, I have some broken family members and close family members. And once I started realizing, oh, you're broken, I started realizing when I spent time with them on the regular, it started instigating my old big back habits. It started actually just straight up encouraging it because they see me starting to change. So they're trying to pull me back so I can get, like how they are. So I had to stop catering to them. I had to stop being around the broken people because I am a recovering people pleaser too, Buttercup. So yes. When I said building discipline while entertaining chaos, it doesn't work. Because if you are disciplined, you cannot entertain chaos because chaos is going to throw you all the way off. Think about it. With discipline, there's some type of structure. There's a routine. You go walking every Tuesday. You have a Greek yogurt bowl for breakfast. That is structure. That is discipline. Discipline brings results. Here is what chaos does. People know that today is your day you work out. So they purposely call you right before your workout and be like, hey girl or hey bro, can you come pick me up? I need help right now. And if you're still in that people pleasing season, you stop your workout, you go help them. But then when you realize, it's like, why did you call me? And you could have called like other people to help you out. But they called you because you are on your purpose. You have to understand, Buttercup, because this was something I just figured out, but I was always wondering, like, why is it always me? Why is it always me? Why don't these people choose the people that's around them already to do the things that they want them to do? And what was revealed to me was they're not worried about the people that they are around because they are on the same level. However, you, Buttercup, talking to myself, you are glowing up. You are in your word. You want to be whole. You want to be healed. By you wanting to do all of that and put that work in, it is highlighting their laziness, highlighting that they're complacent. So, yeah, they want you to help them. They want to stress you out. They want you to have the big back habits. That's why they're always bringing you food, Buttercup. That's why they're always stressing you out. That's why they're always bringing up your ex. You ever notice that? I've had some friends, Buttercup, I had to cut off because whenever I, started my glow up, I've been trying to glow up for a minute, y'all. But this is a real one. But whenever I tried to start my glow up back in the past, in my early 20s, friends, quote unquote, would always try to bring up old stuff. And I'm like, why are we talking about that? But they saw me changing, even though I didn't see myself changing. Because let's be real, Buttercup, sometimes we're so focused on the goal, the end result, we're not actually enjoying the journey. We're not actually processing the journey. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we get frustrated too, because we see the end part, but we don't know how to get there. But that's where the discipline comes, and you're creating the routines, the schedule, the structure that you need to get to the end, to get to that, goal. But yes. And then how can you hear God clearly when your mind is crowded with the opinions of others? Buttercup, like I said, when you are a people pleaser, you have to really be careful with that, because you can't hear God's voice, but then it's just, you're worrying about the opinions of others. And it's like, well, I don't want them to think that I'm trying to do this. I don't want them to think that I'm copying them. I don't want them to think that, like, I'm all that. Well, guess what, Buttercup? If you are going for your pretty and healthy girl walks, meal prepping your food, drinking your green juice, you are that girl. So yes, you are all that because you are making yourself a priority. So you are all that. You're taking time in your word. You're reading your affirmations. You got your vision board. You are that girl, because you can't help but be that girl, because you're literally feeding nothing but great positive energy into yourself. So yes, you cannot glow and people please at the same time, because people pleasing goes against your glow up. So yes. I personally believe removing distractions is a form of spiritual strategy. Distractions, they're kind of not always sinful, but they're just misaligned. So they're not sinful, but they're not aligned with your goals. So simply, like I said, the wrong friends, your scrolling habits, wrong priorities, a lot of that kind of stuff. Distractions keep you doubting your progress, comparing your journey, and delaying your obedience. I know you're like, obedience? Yeah, I said it. Your obedience. Are you fasting? Are you praying? Are you doing your affirmations? Is that big back demon on your back? That is a form of obedience when you rebuke that big back demon. When you remove distractions, Buttercup, you make room for divine direction. Divine direction. Because, again, and this is something that would happen with me. I've always wanted to glow up, but I never knew how. But even in like wanting to glow up, I was like, I gotta make sure so-and-so is good. I gotta make sure so-and-so is good. I gotta make sure I'm encouraging that person. I gotta make sure we get this stuff together. I gotta make sure I do that. And my mind would be so crowded, Buttercup. My mind would be so crowded that the last thing was myself. And to be honest, I was so tired that all I could do, and I did, all I could do was get my oxtail plate. And that was it. Like I feel like I couldn't do nothing else because everything was done. My finances was, it was gone. My time was taken up because I was in people pleasing mode. And there was a lot of things that, I was just going through. And like I said, everything was a distraction. But it wasn't until I moved out of that house that started the path of my glow up. And you gotta understand too, Buttercup, people try to act like a glow up is in 6 months. That is true. You can do that. But most of the time, the glow up is a couple of years. Okay, you got to put some years in because you have to unlearn those bad habits. You have to unlearn, the words that was spoken to you as a child. You have to get rid of the people that are in your life that cause distraction, discomfort, and trauma. You have to get rid of those people. And sometimes it takes a couple of years to do that until you fully grow into yourself, fully grow into the full version of yourself, whole, all of that. And it's okay to be selfish. I remember one time someone called me selfish, right, Buttercup? And it was so crazy because they called me selfish. And it was a situation, I'm probably going to do a story time on it like another day, but it was a situation, Buttercup. It was so crazy that they were calling me selfish. They were saying all of this stuff to me. And one part of me wanted to kind of like defend myself and tell this person like, hey, that's not how it really is or whatever. But when I saw the person and I saw how upset they were, I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm not even going to put no energy into this because this person is already not even upset. This person is jealous of me. This person is jealous of me, and they have been jealous of me for a while. And it's kind of like they took this one thing that was like an inconvenience, and they let out all of this anger and all this frustration that was geared towards me. And even then they called me selfish. But when I looked at the situation, I'm like, how am I selfish for not allowing you to use me? Like what? Like, you see how crazy that sounds? Like, I'm selfish because I realized how you are. So therefore, I set a boundary and I'm not letting you do what you used to do to me. So now that I've kind of called you out on it, now you're calling me selfish and then you're unleashing all this negative energy towards me because you've been jealous the whole time. If y'all want a story time, drop a sunflower emoji if they have that. Just drop a flower emoji if you want a story time of what I just said. But yes, it's not selfish, Buttercup. It's called obedience. You are not being selfish when you are prioritizing your health. I said what I said. Also, I made a video on decentering men on your weight loss journey, and somehow it got into the manosphere, and this man was talking about me, saying how that was ungodly to decenter my husband on my weight loss journey. He was talking about some other stuff, and I was just like, I still stand 10 toes down on decentering your man on a weight loss journey. Because everybody doesn't have a man. There's some women that don't have a man. And if you do have a boyfriend or a husband, it's okay to decenter them while you're on your weight loss journey. And that simply means they're just not the main focus. Now, Buttercup, if you want to lose weight solely for your man, that is fine. That video was not for you. So, yes. But what I was just saying in that video is you have to decenter your man on your weight loss journey because sometimes your goals might not align with his. So you can't wait for him to start working out. You need to go ahead and start working out. You can't wait for him to eat chia seeds. You need to start eating chia seeds. That's literally all I was saying. Somehow it got misconstrued. He even got to the point, he said something like, oh, with the way that she's talking, let's just see if she's still gonna be married in 5 years. And I'm just like 5 years from now, let's see if she's still gonna be married. And I was just like, how did you take that point? Like, how did you take that video and make it so like that? Yeah, I said decenter your man on a weight loss journey. I stand 10 toes down, because you simply don't know everyone's not gonna say relationship status, but you don't know what's going on in other people's relationships or marriages. So sometimes women are scared to lose weight because maybe their man loves like thickness, but her knees are hurting, so she wants to lose the weight, but she might be scared to lose the weight because I don't want to lose my thickness for my man. But it's like, girl, if your knees are hurting, you don't really need his approval to lose the weight. Of course, by all means, if you still want to talk to him, that is fine. But like I said, that video was just simply saying you don't need the man's approval to start your weight loss journey if needed. Because my audience is a collective of women that are married and unmarried. And yes, I said that as a married woman because even on my weight loss journey, I had to decenter my husband at times. And that just means, of course, I love my hubby. He's my hubby. I still took care of him. He still got everything, whatever he needed. But I'm not going to eat when he eats all the time. I'm not going to eat the food that he eats. If he's not going to work out with me, I can't wait for him to work out. I have to get started. And I think there was something in the video that said like, oh, well, some women say they want to lose weight for their husbands and they want to be a better wife and they want to do all of that. And that is fine. And I still said I stand with that as well. Literally, I was just saying that for me, it wasn't that I wanted to lose weight for my husband. It was like, because again, my husband married me when I was bigger. He knew me when I was bigger. He was loving me when I was bigger. So it's like he already known me like bigger. So he was content with me pretty much being bigger. So I didn't really have to ask for approval because he was content. But I was just like, hey, hold up. I'm going up these stairs and my knees are hurting. I'm noticing I'm getting a little winded. I'm starting to sweat a little bit more, and I only walked around the corner. So I was like, you know what? Let me start this weight loss journey. And that was just my cue. Did I ask him? I could have. But he just noticed. I mean, we eventually talked about it like later, but it wasn't like, oh, should I ask if it's okay? It was like, no, you need to do that. So simply, this decentering men on your weight loss journey is you're still loving your husband. You're still, or your husband, your boyfriend, you're still loving them. You're just making yourself a priority. You're prioritizing your health. You're protecting your peace. You're setting boundaries. And that's simply like your food boundaries. I can't eat everything you eat. Men can eat. Women can't. Unless you are like super muscular and super active, but most women can't eat everything that men can eat and the volume they can eat it. So you have to do that. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, Buttercup, it's not being selfish when you prioritize your health, protect your peace, set boundaries, and decline chaos. You have to say no to what drains you. You have to be a good steward of you. And God needs the healed, aligned, most focused version of you to do your assignment, whatever it may be, or just to be your best self. You cannot be your best self if you're still worrying about other people. Again, decentering men on your weight loss journey. You want to be the best version of yourself first. And then by you being the best version of yourself, you are already the better wife, the better girlfriend, or just better self. Because some women don't have no one right now. So instead of looking for, male validation or whatever, they're focusing on their self. They're drinking their cream juice. They're going for their pretty and healthy girl walk. And then if they happen to run into a man that is of good stature, he comes from good stock, then it's like, oh, okay. So I'm not depending on that guy for validation. I know I look good. I'm cute. Doot. Now you're here and we're going to grow together. That's it. Sometimes y'all so extra. And yeah. And like I said too, Buttercup, you do not need the approval to evolve. You don't need your friends to get it. You don't need your family to co-sign it. You don't even need your followers to like it. Okay? Because guess what, Buttercup? Whatever content you put out, that is your audience. So therefore, whatever content you put out, that's the people you are going to attract. You're going to attract more like-minded people with your content. So yes, this is a glow up. This is your glow up. It is between you and God. You cannot wait for applause to delay your anointing, because there are people that see what's in you, even though like you don't see what's in you. I have been there before. People don't see, no, you don't see what's in you because you're so used to yourself in a sense. And depending on however your upbringing was, you probably got some stuff you got to unlearn. And it's okay, Buttercup. That is fine. You're going to get there. Trust me. But people will see what's in you and they will try to abuse it. They will try to delay it. You know, just try to make sure like you never get to your full self. Okay. If you wait for comfort, you will miss your calling. Because just like I said in my last video, there is purpose in that pressure. That pressure is pushing you to where you need to go. You are allowed to become someone they did not expect. Okay? Buttercup, I'm in transformation station right now. And the way that I am transforming, people are going to look at me like, hold on, you just changed from last week. You was not like this last week. I'm like, I know. She's in it. She is ready. She is walking her season. And that is it. So, you know, you're going to become someone that they didn't even expect. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. And that's why we're going to get to this main part of the video. And I call this the messy middle. You are at the halfway mark. And this is where most people quit. Because this is the moment where pressure starts to whisper. The pressure is being applied. You start hearing little thoughts like you've done enough. You can relax. You're already better than you were before. You lost, like for me, you lost 100 pounds, sis. You can stay right here. You don't got to do no more. Don't push yourself too hard. You know, you're hearing all of these things that kind of keep you complacent. You're literally at that point of Pocahontas when she was singing Just Around the River Bend. And she's like, should she choose the smoothest course? Oh, hold on. Should I choose the smoothest course? Steady as the beating drum. Should I marry Coco? You know, she did all of that. But anyway, you have two paths to choose. You already started your journey. You're already improving. Now you're at that part. You're seeing results. You're seeing like, okay, if I keep doing this for the next 2 months, I could really be snatched. If I keep saving my money like I'm saving my money, I could really pay these bills off, or like pay the credit card or whatever off, start investing. If I really start ... I could get this YouTube channel popping. You're there. And Buttercup, at this halfway mark, the messy middle, complacency is going to start whispering. And it might not even be whispering. It might just straight up be talking loud. Like, girl, you done enough, ... We are good. Just stay right here. But Buttercup, there is something in you. Deep down, you know there is more. More obedience, more glow, more assignment, more joy. You know there's more to you. That pressure is not punishment. It is God giving you a choice right now. You can either settle where you are, which is cute, or you could soar to be that true person you are meant to be walking in your full purpose, love, joy, all of that. So the choice is up to you, Buttercup. Do you want to settle or soar? I just gotta say, Buttercup, you owe it to the healed, glowing, spiritually alive version of yourself to keep going, to keep pushing. You do not need the permission to become her. You do not need applause to walk with God. You do not need a crowd to answer your calling. Get it done. Whether you have the help or not, I guarantee you, if you just get started, if you just make that move, stuff will start aligning for you. It will just start. Once your mindset shifts, everything else shifts, Buttercup. If you are feeling that tension, it's because you are stepping into transformation. So I encourage you to stay focused, stay dedicated, stay prayerful, stay lit. Your glow up is amazing. All right, Buttercups, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework, okay? Give you a little bit of homework. It's just a cute journal prompt. Okay, the journal prompt is the pressure, the pull, and the purpose. Where in your life have you been mistaking comfort for peace? What distractions have been quietly delaying your growth? And I want you to reflect on a spiritual level. Where do you feel like God is calling you higher, but you've been hesitating to go? Mentally, what thoughts or beliefs have been keeping you small? And physically, in what ways are you neglecting your body while still expecting it to perform? Yeah. God, what do you want me to release this season so I can become who you created me to be? And then that's pretty much it. So, Buttercup, if you enjoyed this video, if you liked it, I want you to drop a comment and say, I give myself permission to grow, even if it makes others uncomfortable, because we are being unapologetically in our season, okay, Buttercup? But until next time, you already know what I'm about to say. Mind your business and tend to your own business. Mind and tend to the business that pays you. If it does not pay you, Buttercup, then you definitely need to be minding your own business, which is drinking your green juice, going for your pretty and healthy girl walk, and meal prepping your food because it is a sign of self-love. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.